second lesson, as we move on, what we're talking about is us calming the storm. Yeah, calming the storm. And what we talked about there was Jesus was asleep in the boat, and the storm was raging all around. The disciples came, didn't you care? Dude, we're going to perish in this storm. But Jesus was resting, and it seemed like Jesus was unbothered by what was going on around him. And what we told you is a lot of times, and we talked about this, the enemy, just like worrying about things you don't own, and God owns those things, trying to keep things that God may be trying to remove from you anyway. We also, when we move to section 2, lesson 2 for June 13th, lesson 2, I talked to you about the fact that we try to control things as well that we are not meant to control. And we talked about Lucifer, and I posed something huge to you, just a theological, rhetorical question. Was Lucifer's sin really pride? Or was Lucifer's sin really rejecting all God had to offer him, or all that God would offer him? And I shared it to you that Lucifer is the people that Lucifer's going to end up in hell the same way everybody else is going to end up in hell because of one thing. It is not about pride, theft, murder, abuse. It's about none of those things, because Jesus took care of all those sins on the cross. The issue becomes everybody, Lucifer is going to end up in hell. Those demons are going to end up in, Satan's going to end up in hell. His demons are going to end up there. Everybody's going to end up in hell for one reason: for rejecting all that God had to offer them and trying to control their own lives. That's what it comes down to. Jesus understood that even in the midst of a storm, I'm going to have peace, because guess what? I'm in control of all this anyway. But what he was saying to his disciples when he got up and he rebuked the wind was that, yes, he was in control and they weren't. So the question becomes, why are we stressed out in the midst of a storm when we know we don't control it anyway? So the problem becomes, I'm worrying about something that I have no control over. I used a destructive behavior with respect to control and our face being attacked. Two people that yell and argue at one another, they're both not listening to the other, and they're trying to control one another. I'm going to tell you, this is big, but my question to you is a simple one. Are you in control, or is God in control? Your faith is going to be diminished. Your faith is going to be attacked if you don't accept the fact that you are never in control. The only thing really you're in control of is your decisions. And even then, I could make a theological case that it is your flesh that's really pushing that agenda as well. So when I talk about control, not only does that, when we talk about the disciples and they knew they weren't in control, they were frightened because that storm was going to overtake them. They couldn't see a way out. Their faith was attacked. Jesus was involved with it, but Jesus was resting peacefully. We can have peace in the midst of chaos. We can have that peace that passes all understanding. The day we realize that we are not in control, not only did that cost Lucifer an eternity with God and those rebel angels, but it also cost Adam and Eve a peaceful existence when they tried to control their destiny and their station in life as well by not listening to God. When they took that fruit, that was an act of self-will, and that was an act of trying to take control of that which God said, I'm in control of. Let me be your king and let me guide you. Don't let your faith be attacked because you want to control something.